Hello, everyone. Welcome to the closing keynote of the 3-day experience that has been the C3EB Summit, the Culturally Competent Conversations for Equity and Belongingness. For those of you who have joined in the whole time, you know what? We want to hear from you in your comments, and go to the C3EB Facebook page and let us know how you enjoyed this conference. And I'll talk more about that later, but right now what we have is our closing keynote, and it is about the ripple effect of you. And before I introduce one of my dearest friends who is going to, and our keynote speaker who's going to talk to you about this, a couple of housekeeping notes. Make sure you comment either on our Facebook page or our YouTube page and so that we can get your comments even after the live. We will make sure to respond to you. And also please make sure that you give us your feedback. And again, as a last note, thank you so much to our sponsors and partners, Essential IT, Defy the Status Quo, Zanzibar Enterprises, and the Nielsen Company. And without further ado, it is my absolute privilege and honor to tell you about Ashley Williams, our closing keynote speaker. Ashley Williams is the founder and CEO at Rizzarr, Inc. She is the leading Millennial and Gen Z content marketing strategist, spokesperson, consultant, and global speaker for brands that want to reach younger generations, helping brands to create the right content, craft the right messages, and produce experiences that bring them, Millennials and Gen Z, together. She is excited and determined to use her love for journalism, social media, and live experiences to inform and inspire. Ashley is the founder and CEO of Rizzarr, a tech-enabled content marketplace. Through Rizzarr, brands are able to find and work with Millennial and Gen Z content creators worldwide, particularly nano-influencers and micro-influencers. She's also the founder of Millennials Change, an event series created to inspire millennials to make a positive impact in the world. In addition to overseeing Rizzarr and its events series, Ashley regularly moderates or speaks at gatherings around the world for numerous entities such as the U.S. Department of State, in which she travels to U.S. embassies and consulates. She also hosts a video and podcast series called The Ripple Effect of You, which is what you're going to hear about today. Before becoming an entrepreneur, Ashley was an award-winning journalist. She worked for NBC News, WBAL Radio, and USA Today. She graduated with honors from the University of Southern California, earning a BA in Broadcast and Digital Journalism, as well as minors in International Relations and Spanish. Fun fact, Ashley was a collegiate debater. She received a scholarship and placement on the USC Trojan debate squad, and that is like a big deal because I know how exclusive that team is. In her spare time, Ashley is a board member for various mission-driven entities that connect with topics of importance to her. Some of these entities include Tech Rich Girls, the National Association for Media Literacy Education, the Global Shapers Community, and First Independence Bank. Connect with Ashley further by visiting her website, www.ashleymwilliams.com, all one word. Without further ado, Ashley, my friend, my dearest entrepreneur friend, and one of my confidants and mentors and advisors in entrepreneurship, take it away. The stage is all yours.
Oh, thank you so much, AJ. It is such a pleasure to be with you and everyone today. And I am just so proud of you for all that you've done and accomplished with the summit and just the impact that you are making and seeing the ripple effect that you're creating in the world. It is truly inspiring. And so I'm just so proud of you. So everyone, I'm so excited to be with you here today. As you said, my name is Ashley, and it is so important for me, especially at this time, to really start to even more so articulate the importance of the idea of the ripple effect, the idea of how each of us has been placed here, not only just to be placed here, but to actually create positive change, to have purpose, to become what we wish to see in the world. And when we really think about it, each of us has something within us that is calling us, that is drawing us, that is making a passion within us in order for us to be here, in order for us to do what we do every day. And so during this presentation, I challenge you to really think about that, to really contemplate that. What is it that you're creating in the world? Who is it that you're aspiring to be? And how are you living your day-to-day life in doing so? So without further ado, the ripple effect of you. So speaking of those questions, two particular questions that I wanted to focus on are, who did you come here to be? You know, when I think about my life journey and all the things that I've wanted to accomplish and achieve, what it really came down to is communication. Communication and my passion for helping younger generations to really tap into their purpose. Growing up, I dealt with a lot of different issues as a teen. And my high school actually had a television station where I started to dabble into broadcast journalism, not even realizing it. And additionally, I also created a show with one of my friends at the time that focused on teen issues. Who knew that that would actually be something that I would not only pursue career-wise in terms of and in college and after college, but just as my life calling, and finding ways of being able to do that through what AJ said was my platform called Rizzarr. So who did you come here to be? What are the tools? What are the things that you came here to accomplish? What are the things that drive you, that inspire you, that push you forward? Because ultimately and honestly, whatever those things are, we need you to show up here and bring them forth now in the world. And then speaking of now in the world, how would the world be different from who you decided to be? I love this question. It actually comes from, I need to give credit to Lisa Nichols, who is a transformational speaker who really talks about this. But it also has really deeply impacted my life, because when I think about how each of us has our own individual traits and our own individual calling, it makes me think about the times that are happening now in the world. You know, there's so much going on in politics, which I'm not going to go into. There is so much going on culturally. There's so much going on economically. There's just so much anxiety, fear, chaos. But at the same time, there's a lot of things of love, of enlightenment, of empowerment, of just light coming into the world. And when we tap into the passions that we have within us and who it is that we were called to be, we are being this light in the world. We are changing the world. So I ask you to really think about, how would the world be different from who it is that you decided to become? And in becoming that, from you choosing to push past all the fears, the anxieties, the doubts, the naysayers, the et cetera, and you just pushing forward and becoming that. Because ultimately, you can be anything you dream to be. I am so inspired as an entrepreneur when I look at the other entrepreneurs who have proceeded before me, or those and still even in today's time, who have been able to change the world based on an idea, a belief in themselves that they were the chosen person who came here to bring this idea forth. And despite the naysayers, the obstacles, the things that challenged them, they decided to tackle and to tap into that ripple effect within them. Take, for example, Walt Disney. He was told by the local newspaper that he was working for, I believe, that he was not creative or innovative or enterprising. Yet he created one of the largest companies in the world that inspires young people to really tap into their inner dreams, their inner callings, you know, and in all the many setbacks of bankruptcy and everything else he experienced, he still pushed forward. And as a result of his perseverance, he was able to change the world literally. And the interesting part is, even at the end of his life, when he was creating Disney World, he wasn't able to actually be there to see it come into fruition, right? But his wife said, and I believe, or his wife or his daughter said that when someone asked him about that, he said that he already had seen it. It was already in the vision that he had. It had already been brought into the world. So what is it? What is the vision that you have within you that needs to be put into the world, that you are capable of achieving? I also think about Other people like Andrew Carnegie or John D. Rockefeller or JP Morgan. One of my favorite documentaries is The Men Who Built America. And interestingly, during that time, most of them, besides JP Morgan, were in poverty. They were impoverished. They had no education, no mentors, no background, no Google, but yet they believed in themselves. They believed in the vision that they had. Even when they experienced obstacles, they still pushed past them and being more innovative, more empowered, more willing to do what it took to bring their vision to life, to change the world. And ultimately, many of their visions that they had, we still now see in the world today. They were the catalysts for other industries that followed. Again, you can be anything you dream to be. So what's stopping you? Because we really need you. We really, 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 really do. The thing I think that's hurting the world the most is we have these doubts about, who am I? I don't want my light to shine. Nobody needs me. My talents are ordinary, not extraordinary. Like, why even care? But the thing is, what if you were the one that was actually needed to change whatever it is that you kind of want to change, but you don't think you have the capabilities of changing? What if you were the one who is the deciding factor in how our world will push forward in a particular industry, in a particular focus? What if you were the one that is going to change lives and save lives and ultimately inspire other generations to bring forth their light? So you see, we need you. And as much as you want to contemplate it and think about maybe you're not the one, I want you to wholeheartedly believe, indeed, you absolutely are. You are the change that we have been waiting for. And your impact is actually powerful beyond measure. One of my favorite people in the world is Marianne Williamson. And one of her favorite quotes that she has, which I would like to read just going bit by bit, even with time, is our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God, and your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people don't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. You see, your impact is actually powerful beyond measure. Your life is powerful beyond measure. Your presence being here is powerful beyond measure. We need you to show up. We need you to stop playing small, to stop doubting yourself, to stop being this person to think, who am I? And to push past that and to start creating the ripple effect of you. Because ultimately, this ripple effect of you is not just changing the communities or the place where you are right now. It is going to change the world. Everything that we do as individuals has an impact, whether good or bad. And trust me, I know we all can have our moments. I have my moments. But when we make the choice and decide to show up, even when we don't feel comfortable, even when we feel discouraged, even when we feel like we cannot press forward, you are creating some sort of ripple effect in the world of positivity. The ripple effect of you. And so with that, I want you to courageously start bringing forth the ripple effect of you. I'm going to give you a couple of lessons to take with you as you move forth on this journey. Because again, ultimately, we need you. Lesson number 1, you will become as you believe. Believe you can, and you're halfway there, Theodore Roosevelt once said. And it's so true. What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe you are capable of achieving? You see, how can you expect other people to believe in you and want to support you if you don't even believe in yourself? You have to find this inner strength within you to keep believing in what you are capable of ultimately achieving. And as you do, that energy will ascend forth and cause other people to want to help you or be a part of what you're doing. For example, AJ is a perfect example of this with the summit. She had this idea, especially during today's current times of everything that's happening with diversity and inclusion, to create a summit of this caliber with the belief that she could achieve it, with the belief and the gumption to move past any type of fears, any type of obstacles that she had to make this thing come to life. And it sure did. It's a beautiful summit, a beautiful message. And look about the impact that she is creating. Look at the change. Feel the impact from what she has created and how you're feeling right now. So again, become as you believe. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Number 2, trust your gut always and again, always. One of the things that I've found to be the most potent thing that we each have is our intuition. I really didn't realize the power of our intuition, and even just for myself and my life purpose, until really reflecting and having time to really dive into who it is that I'm aspiring to be and what I want to contribute to the world. And also in just reflecting in other moments that I've had in my life and certain points where I felt a need to go one way instead of a different way. Or I felt like I should have taken one route, but I decided to take a different way. And then realizing that I should have taken that certain route. Ultimately, continuously telling me and helping me to realize within myself that I always need to trust my gut. I always need to trust that internal compass that I have, because ultimately it is truly leading me to where I should be. And it's leading you along your life journey and creating that ripple effect. So as much as sometimes you don't want to acknowledge it or even trust it, please do. Please understand that is the internal thing that you have to help you get to where it is that you are supposed to be and helping you to ultimately fulfill your life mission. Lesson number 3, you will have to fight the lonely feeling and the sadness at times. I'm not saying that going after that ripple effect of you is going to be easy. No doubt. It is going to be challenging. It is going to test you in every capable way it possibly can, just to make sure you really want what you say you want. You really are determined to create this change that you wish to see. It will test you unimaginably. And in doing so, it's going to cause you to feel as if you're making the wrong decision, as if you can't. And it's going to be lonely because many times people won't understand what it is that you're trying to do. Many people won't want to support you. Many times you won't even know if you want to support yourself. But you still have to push forward. Those are the moments that are really shaping your character. They're humbling you, helping you to draw into that internal strength within you, and ultimately making you more courageous. Because every time you continue to push past it, you remember that you pushed past that before. You remember that you were capable before. And then you see things coming into fruition more that help you to realize, yes, I have these moments, but yes, I can also push past them too. So keep fighting and keep pushing forward. Lesson number 4, you will fail often. It's normal, embrace it, and keep going. I cannot tell you how many times I have failed or been redirected, as I also say, along my journey in terms of fulfilling my life mission. It has been very disheartening at times. But the thing is, if we don't fail or get redirected, we won't ultimately get to the path anyway. And also there are lessons and gems that we need to take with us so that we can be shaped into the person that we need to become in order to fulfill the ripple effect that we each have. So you see, even in these moments where you see them as failures, they're ultimately beautiful moments of redirection, of a catalyst for you to realize what it is that you need in order to get you to where you will succeed. We're going to ride that. So keep going and know that everyone fails. Everyone has hard times. Everyone has bad moments. But it's the people who still rise up and keep pushing forward that ultimately achieve what it is that they set out to do. Number 5, perseverance is critical. And why, you might ask? Because it's unbelievably hard. It takes time to start and grow a company. It takes time to start and grow whatever it is your life mission is. Everything takes time and patience. Time and patience. Persevering, keep moving forward, baby steps, all the little incremental moments that add up to where people are like, wow, you like came over here overnight. Wow, you just showed up. No, you didn't. But it was the persevering moments that you had that were critical for you being able to withstand where it is that you're going, for you to be able to reach out to others, to be able to share your story, to empower others, to be able to get you to be that change that you wish to see in the world, where you know that if you just keep going, it's eventually going to happen. So continue persevering. Number 6, everything you can imagine, you can do. When you think about the ripple effects of your life and what it is that you aspire to do, I know sometimes it can really be discouraging, because it seems like it starts off so small, like a little acorn. How could this possibly happen? How could this be what I want to bring into fruition? But when you look around you, even like the chair you're sitting in, the computer you're watching this on, the phone you're watching this on, it all started in someone's imagination. So what makes you any different? You have the capabilities, you have the skills. All you need is the determination and the willpower to gain what it is that you need to create that ripple effect that you wish to see. So no, you already have everything all within you. You just have to believe it for yourself. And you have to believe in that imagination that you have that's been given to you as a gift. Number 7, you have to be focused, and balanced, or you may go off track. So on our mission, as we're going about trying to become who we aspire to be, and also creating this ripple effect that we wish to see in the world, many times people will distract you. Many times things will distract you. Many times naysayers will distract you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's very, it's almost like a fun house where you're trying to get to the in route, but there's all these little things that pop up in between that might scare you at times, might make you laugh at times, but ultimately you know that you need to be focused, because if you're not focused, how are you going to get there? How do you know that you'll be able to actually withstand even getting there if you can't even be focused from the very beginning? You see, so it's so important for you to keep that vision right front and center before you and stay determined in fulfilling it. And I've also realized upon my journey too, it is important to stay balanced, to take time to rest so that you can stay on track. Because many times when we don't take time to rest or to self-heal or to reflect or to really just take care of ourselves and to visualize things for ourselves, it's hard for us to tune into that intuition that we talked about earlier. It's hard for us to really tap into what we know to be true within ourselves. So as much as you stay on track in terms of being focused, also be focused on taking care of yourself. Number 8, think for yourself and stay in your lane. You never have to settle nor explain why. What do I mean by this? I mean that there are going to be times where people are going to tell you, why are you wasting your time doing this? Who do you think you are? Why are you even trying? Why don't you just go be normal? And when I hear those things from people, when I have anyway, or when I've encountered people who've told me that they have, I just have realized that what other people's opinions about you are or what you should be doing are just, let's say, hypothetical. You have no reason to answer to anyone. No reason. You need to answer to yourself. You don't need to explain to people why you're doing what you're doing. People will understand later once everything comes into fruition, right? Once it becomes manifested. All you need to do is stay focused on what it is that you know internally, that internal compass and that vision that you have, and see it forward. So now, like this quote, which I love by Karen Kunis-Miller, when someone tells me no, it doesn't mean I can't do it. It simply means I can't do it with them. Thank you, goodbye. Thank you, goodbye. And you keep pushing forward. Number 9, patience, persistence, and consistency are everything. Great things do take time. It is true. The ripple effect of you in your lifetime, it may not all come together immediately, right? Because it's a journey. Things take time. Things start small. There's a lot of things and lessons that you need to learn in between in order for it to ultimately become the greater vision that you aspire to see and for who you aspire to become. So be patient with yourself. Enjoy the process as much as you can and try to really just understand that as you're building up this confidence within yourself, you're also building up confidence in the process of seeing it come to life. And many times people want this microwave vision or this microwave thing to happen. And what I've realized, when we microwave things, they don't last. They just end. The impact and the significance of them were not as powerful as they could have been if we would have just taken the time to see it through. So if things are taking longer than you expect, it's okay. Just know that if you keep being consistent and you keep at it, eventually everything will come to light. You just have to stay consistent. Number 10, which we're almost done, I have one more bonus for you, is realize you have everything in you needed to make your dream a reality. If you can take it, you can make it. If you can dream it, you can do it. And just don't ever, ever give up. Many times people give up right before the dream is about to come into fruition because they just say it's just too hard. You know, I saw this picture and I bring this to my mind sometimes, and I need to actually put it on my wall or something, of this guy who was mining and trying to get to the gold. And he was so close, but yet he decided just to turn back. And the other guy above him decided, I'm just going to keep sticking at it. And sure enough, right when he was about to just push that one thing forward, whatever they call it, it finally came into being and he was able to get to the gold. So I ask you, how can you make sure that you don't give up in the process? How can you make sure that you push yourself to see things through? Because ultimately, many times for success, it's not the people who are the most talented or the most capable. It's actually the people who hung on the longest that see it come into being. And seeing it come into being, realize and remember, you are truly your own superhero. You are the person that the world needs. We need that ripple effect of you. So please bring it forth. Please remember who it is that you were created to be. Remember that you have everything within you needed to show up here and to powerfully change the world. You are powerful beyond measure. And as you do, I can promise you that the ripple effect of you will truly come into life. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be with you here today. I would love to take questions or to answer any questions that you have regarding your experiences. And again, AJ, thank you so much for having me.
sorry, technical difficulties.
No problem.
I'm trying to figure this out. And
I figured this out.
My big camera is not working.
Oh,
and
no.
I'm like, oh God, oh God, oh God.
That's why I was just patient. I was like, it's probably just something technical.
Yeah. I don't know. It was working earlier. And you know, it's just one of those, but you know, tech, whatever. Thank you so much, Ashley. This was so amazing.
Oh, I'm so glad.
The ripple effect of you, everything that you do, it's just so profound.
Thank you.
And y'all, I just, you know, I actually want to take a moment because I understand my video is all sorts of messed up right now, and I don't have like that 1080p HD look like that Bollywood actress, but that's okay. We're gonna adapt, we're gonna evolve, we're gonna keep going. I just want to tell you about, you know, I want people to realize like a little bit when you talk about the ripple effect of you. I really want people to understand how much you embody this, because from the moment I've met you, you know, you were already an established entrepreneur.
It's like I have so much to do, though.
I know, but you were already an established entrepreneur at that point. At least considering where I was coming from, where I was like, so I have this business idea and I haven't done anything about it.
And it was such a good idea. I was so inspired by you and the fact that your tenacity and your willingness to create the change, and like from your own experiences, it's like you're the perfect person for your soul mission.
You actually inspired me because, you know, it was all of those, you know, and you know, I talk about this a lot, right? In terms of just like the external messages that we get where we tend to pay more attention to them than what's in our soul.
Yes.
And we let that stop us.
Yes.
And so when I met you, yeah, I had this idea, but it was just so much noise. And I was like, well, I mean, yeah, no, yeah, maybe, I don't know, you know, it was all over the place.
Yeah.
And, but having you there as an established entrepreneur who was a few steps ahead of me, and then for you to say, that's a good idea. What are you going to do about it? It's like, oh, no one ever told me that was a good idea before this. Really? Okay.
It's like, go for it. Yeah, I
like sometimes you just need that sort of like sounding board of like, or that. As much as you don't want to rely on external validation, sometimes you do need that sounding board of, yeah, I think you've thought this through. What's holding you back?
Yes.
You know, you have the ability to make this incredible impact.
Yes.
Get out of your own way, which is something now that's become my thing to say now. But you were the first person to say that to me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because I felt like so many times along my journey too, and then with just reading so many stories of entrepreneurs or people who persisted past things, who ended up doing what they came here to do and all that stuff. It just seems like like many times people are sleepwalking, right? It's like they're just going through life in the motions. And even when they have this idea like, oh, maybe I should do this. And then someone comes along and says, oh, no, you can't do that. They're like, yeah, I guess you're right. And then you kind of settle back in. And it's just like, why are we letting these people who have no idea why we are here, why we showed up here, tell us what we're capable of doing? It's like, who are you?
Yeah. And for me, I think it wasn't even, sorry, I was just like cleaning my screen up. I was trying to like, I'm so glad I have a tech team behind the scenes because I would be going nuts right now without them. But no, I don't even think, like in my case, I don't even think it was external. And at this point, I realize it's just like a completely candid conversation. But I think these are the conversations that people need to hear.
Yeah.
It wasn't even external for me. For me, what in retrospect I realized it was my own past.
That's too, and that
my own sort of trial and errors, where instead of me leaning into the energy and the power that came from the trial, I was leaning into the error part of it.
Right, and your brilliance. of what, like all the things that you capabilities you have within you to be the perfect person to do what it is that you aspire to do.
Exactly. So I was like completely discounting the courage, the energy, the persistence, the determination, and all of that. And all I was focused on was, but it failed.
Right.
So it's going to fail again.
Yes. And how could I? I don't even know what I don't know, you know? And I feel like most people, it takes so much out of them to feel like they could push past and actually learn the things like how we learned in school, how we learn anytime. Like you can do anything you put your mind to do. I mean, because honestly too, I mean, it's not like this whole thing with being an entrepreneur has been, as you know now, rainbows and butterflies, or been this whole thing of, oh, I just have all the knowledge that I need to succeed. Like, heck no, I did not. And I'm still learning things. And that's why I was like, even with that, I'm still constantly learning and constantly being like, whoop, no, don't do that. That didn't work, or whatever else. And then continuously trying to push forward, because that's all you really can do. And I mean, I'm becoming more grateful of the lessons now, or things that I didn't know that I didn't know. So that now I do know, and now I can then go share with other people what I needed to know so that they don't go and then make the same mistakes that I did.
Exactly. And I think, you know, on that note, there is something that I do want to get off my chest with you being here, because you're one of my biggest supporters in all of this. I wanted to let, like, you know, this is really just like a message of, I don't know if people want to take this as a warning, a promise, whatever, but you embody this so well. And this is something I learned from you. If your only goal is to make money and not have like a greater impact, you're not meant to be an entrepreneur. Don't do it. Don't do it.
People see right past it. It's just like a negative block, whatever thing.
But it's not even that, right? Like, I think you and I at this point have seen a couple of those entrepreneurs who do just that. And it's not even people seeing past it, because I feel like a couple of them, I'm thinking of one person in particular that we're both mutually connected with, who, you know, I'm not going to mention their name, but they're literally in it just for the money.
It's not good.
And it's the reputation.
Yes.
You know, because again, like, I didn't even have to say this person's name. I look by the smile on your face, you and I both know we're thinking of that person because of that reputation. Because you and I both know we're never going to work with them in the future again.
No.
Because of the way, because of their motivations, the way they treat other people.
Yeah. And on top of that too, you really don't, I feel like when you're really living in your soul mission, your purpose, like all of the things will miraculously appear for you that you need. It may not be exactly when you exactly want it, but it will always be like in divine timing. Yeah. And to me, that the person or the people who have those type of motivations, that's like a microwave success, because it doesn't last.
Oh, I love that. I need to borrow that term. With aluminum foil inside, so it blows up. No, but getting back to your point though, I think that's so critical, because I remember, you know, I've had this pipe dream for a couple years now, and I told you I was doing this.
Not a pipe dream, reality, like impact.
Well, I can't, like, can you believe this? It just got manifested in your, you know, like, we're done. We're like, we manifested all of it.
What?
It was so much greater than I ever imagined it to be. But I remember, how many conversations have we had over the past 10 weeks where I'm like, oh my God, Ashley, what the hell did I get myself into? Like, how am I doing? And you were like,
gonna be fine.
You got this.
And we're gonna.
Trust me. Your heart is in the right place. Your soul is in the right place. When you need these things to work out, I promise you, things will get aligned. You have to keep believing in your mission. You have to keep believing in the impact you want to make with this, with the service you want to have with this. You know, this is bigger than you. Just keep believing in that. And true to your word, every time I needed something and I was like, crap, if this does not happen, I have to stop. And I was like, what am I gonna do? I leaned into that purpose, as you know, you said.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yep. Always.
48 speakers, 3 days, 40 plus hours of content,
Amazing.
We already have the December one. We already have the February one. We already have the May one. We already have speakers signing up for next year's.
Insane. I mean, I was just looking at the website with everything is, right before, I was just like early in the week.
Right.
And I was just like, oh my God, like, this is just so amazing. I'm so proud of you. So I just keep saying that. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
And you were like, it was literally 10 weeks ago. There was nothing there.
Yes. And I mean, look how, and your bravery and your courage to just move past any of the things that you had because you were determined to make your ripple effect.
I mean, I had you holding my hand.
Well, and we all have people. I mean, you hold my hand sometimes, other people hold my hand. So.
Yeah. I had you behind me saying, no. I know you're scared. I know you're terrified.
But you can do it.
I'm not going to let you give up.
No.
Yeah.
Because you have no idea.
I know I know it's mutual. So
yeah.
there's like no sense of like sort of like it's completely mutual. It's sisterhood. It's that sisterhood. It's that sisterhood of entrepreneurs. It's that sisterhood of like just humanity of no, I see your capacity. I see your potential. You see mine. We're not gonna let each other
not go forward.
Give up because of fear or uncertainty.
Yes.
And I think that's where the ripple effect is the strongest, because in supporting you, I learned, and in you supporting me, I learned, and I know you, there were a couple of times when you were like, wow, that's really good. I said something really smart.
Yeah, I'm getting chills as you're saying that. Right. Like, I mean, to me, this is the epitome of what I was just talking about. And what I always believe is like, if you have a vision and you see it forth and you just keep going and push past everything, it will happen. It will happen. And look at, I was going to say to you, you have no idea the impact that you have created on so many lives watching. And then the lives that those people know that they're going to be talking to, and then they talk to you and they talk. So it's like, it's just like you know what I'm saying?
I really have no idea. Because I made it a point for the past 3 days to not look at the numbers. Because you know me, if I started looking at the numbers, like I was going to get into analysis, and I intentionally promised myself,
I'm so glad.
You're not going to look at the numbers until all of this is done, because you cannot do that.
Yeah. And honestly,
that to yourself.
Yes. And honestly, too, even with that, you still don't know they're kind of like irrelevant in that case, because the people who were supposed to be here, or even those who continue to watch the videos, who do watch them, they're still going to take that impact and then go share it with other people. So you can't even, through watching or looking at the numbers, even know based off of that.
Yeah. So I truly don't know how many people have been touched at this point. My dad tried to tell me, and I actually hung up on him on day one.
Like, no,
he was like, blah, 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 blah. And I literally said, this is a multi-platform thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about the numbers right now. I'm in the middle of it. Thank you very much. Click. And then I get a message like, did you just hang up on me?
I sure did.
Sorry, Dad. Love you. But yes, I did.
So I'm like, hello, goodbye.
Right? And I know now, after this is done, I'm going to go apologize to him and be like, that conversation you wanted to have 3 days ago? Okay, we can have it now. Sorry, I hung up on you. I just needed to.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it just really was irrelevant. Like, just hush.
Which I think my dad's watching this right now. So Dad, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I didn't want to talk numbers. I wasn't ready. But now that it's over, we can talk numbers.
No more hushing.
No more hushing, I promise. I just needed to get through this operationally before I even wanted to get into anything else. But no, this has just been, it's been so amazing. And again,
great job.
Without my team, without the tech support team, without my graphic designer, Tamar, without Ruthie. Oh my gosh, Ruthie. Amazing. She's amazing. And without my IT team, just everybody, without my husband taking care of like lulls, like, you know, over the weekends, without my parents watching her Monday through Friday so that I could focus on this, without this entire support system.
Yeah, especially now with COVID going on too, needing that. I mean, that's all like, oh gosh,
It's, but you know, it really just comes, like, the reason I'm bringing up all of this is all of those came out of the ripple effect of me saying, hey, here's my dream. It has to happen now. I'm not going to wait for sponsorships. I'm not going to wait for somebody else to dictate my timeline. This needs to happen now. I'm dictating it. And whatever happens, happens. We're going to deal with it.
And it was the perfect timing, too, in the world for everything that was going on and for everything that is still going on in the world. Perfect timing.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. I'm going to call you right after this.
Okay.
Because I have stuff to say that I cannot say on like a recorded video.
Oh, you're so
too private. But you and I definitely need to have a debriefing session offline for this. But thank you so much for closing out the summit.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. And I'm sorry about the tech difficulties.
Oh, no, don't even worry about it. I figured. That's why I was just like, I'll just linger and wait.
I know. It's like, I see you. I'm trying to get to you. I can't. You're like so close, but so far away.
I gotta love technology.
One of these days, we're gonna make tech work with us, not against us.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. But thank you so much, Ashley. This was so amazing, and thank you for closing it out, and for everybody who, you know, everybody watching this live or later.
Yeah.
Get in touch with Ashley Williams.
Oh, that's sweet. I was going to say, well, thank you for everyone who's watching now and later. Thank you so much for watching. So sweet.
Yeah, and I'm about to put your AshleyWilliams.com.
Yeah.
Boom. Okay, there it is. I was like, okay, delay again. It was supposed to go when I said boom. But there it is now. That's the best way to get in touch with Ashley. And for all of my speakers, I know I was supposed to do like a closing remarks today. Not going to happen. I'm checking out. I'm going to talk to Ashley. I'm going to talk to my friends. I'm going to lean into the support. We're going to do the closing remarks for the summit and my final thoughts on it like tomorrow or Monday or whenever I come back out of hibernation, because as soon as I'm done talking to who I need to talk to, I am literally sleeping for the next like 5 days.
I totally, and it's well deserved.
You taught me to create that boundary and make the time for myself.
I was going to say balance. I mean, you know, because I'm embracing it more.
Yeah,
you are too.
Absolutely. So thank you, Ashley. As soon as we get off this call, probably in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to call you.
Okay.
We're going to go through this. And thank you to everybody who's participated in the C3EB Summit. I truly, truly, truly hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave us a rating, feedback, comments, whatever on our Facebook page at C3EB Summit. Just look it up on Facebook and you can find it. Every piece of feedback we can get from you, not just me, not just Ashley, all of us, all of our speakers, we are content creators, which is why we did this for everybody watching. Every piece of feedback helps us serve you better. So please give us the feedback so we can continue to serve you better. And for the last time, for the inaugural C3EB Summit, I'm going to cry. But for the last time, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to all of the individual donors and our partners and sponsors. Actually, no, not the. I'm going to do this in the closing remarks. I'll cry then. So I'm not going to cry now. But for this session, thank you to our sponsors and partners, Essential IT, Defy the Status Quo Marketing, Zanzibar Enterprises, and the Nielsen Company for walking this walk with us. I will be back soon with the closing remarks. once I process 3 days worth of information. But until then, I hope you all enjoy these videos. And Ashley,
Thank you
thank you
again.
from the bottom of my heart.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.